Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to 270 Experience. Please welcome to the stage your host, your cruise director, it's Anna!
Hello everyone, good evening! How's everybody doing? I just love that intro song, Keisha, that was amazing. Say hi to Keisha, our production manager here in the venue. Great job, Keisha and Mio. I know Mio had a finger there. So welcome to our 270 Experience. This is not a show, you don't want to see me dancing, trust me. We leave that for the dancers. This is a technological explanation of what's happening in the venue, artistic explanation, everything that you can see behind the scenes. Has anyone seen the 270 show that we host here? We had it last night. Make some noise if you've seen it. Isn't it spectacular, ladies and gentlemen? It is really good. For the ones that have not seen it, you have to watch it, and I hope this presentation lures you a little bit to watch it. We're going to have it tomorrow. We have it 7 times throughout the cruise, so you have enough time. All you need is to do a reservation in your Royal app, and the kids don't need a reservation. So let's speak about 270. We start with the name. 270. Who has been here during the day? Have you seen the beautiful view of the ocean over there? Make some noise? Yes? So that plus the entire venue is 270 degrees, and because we're very original, we named it 270. But this venue is quite incredible. It's a lounge by day, you can have breakfast, you can have lunch or snacks, and by night it becomes something different. You can have a game show, you can have 70s, because 70s Disco Inferno will be here, or you can have our incredible production show, the book, 7 chapters, 1 adventure. This venue costs $37 million, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. 3 people were very surprised and impressed. The first Royal Caribbean ship was $15 million. So you see how much Royal Caribbean is now investing in entertainment. And I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to come down. If I fall, call 911. Good. No workplace safety injury. All good. Here we are in what they call the cake stage. You want to know why they call it the cake stage? Keisha, thank you. Can we pull it up?
Okay.
Oh, what does it look like? A cake. What do I look like? A wedding cake topper. Look at this. And it goes from side to side. You see these blue lines over here, right? What are they? Our safety lines. The performers, every time they're on stage with the spotlights on them, it's very hard to see what is up and what is down. So the lights are on, they know the stage has been lifted. So for their safety, they know to stay within the lines, okay? So very simple. Over there, on your right, my left, we have the piano lift. At my right, your left, we have the center lift. The one I came up from, we have 3 of them, and normally we have books in there. 1, 2, and 3. It's the actor's lift that comes from below of us. Last but not least, 1, 2, 3, 4 aerial hatches where the performers come up from. Why? Because you don't have your regular backstage. You see, there's nothing back there. So the performers come from above, from below, from the sides. So let's start with the incredible things about this venue. The first thing I'm going to show you is the Vistarama. The Vistarama is an incredible 12K definition screen. You see it over there, right? So during the day, the curtains or the vistas are raised and you see the ocean. During the night, when Keishan hosts a show, he pulls them down and creates magic. Shall we light it up, Keishan?
Sure.
There we go. What we see now is 18 projectors. They're hiding over there in that beam. You cannot see it, but they project an image. But if you look at it, it's not quite knitted. It's not quite aligned pixel by pixel. So this is where I show off the production manager in this venue. There's only 5 ships in the world with a venue like this. Quantum, Anthem, Ovation, Spectrum, and Odyssey. Spectrum and Odyssey are Quantum Ultra class. And only 6 or 7 people in the world can run something like this, because you don't have these theaters at home, you don't have a school for them. So whenever they come, they need to be the best of the best. So Keishan, show off a little bit and align them pixel by pixel, please. Great job. How about a round of applause for them? Now, who remembers the black and white TVs? Anyone? Thank you, not only me. So in America, they call it the test patterns. In England, they call it the test cards. And we used to use them to make sure everything was working. So I'm going to use the same. Let's test it. But now, and because the world is not black and white, the world has colors. My dress is very colorful, I love colors. We're going to start adding them. Last but not least, we have everything but one thing, and that's perhaps my favorite part of the Viscerama. It is the illusion of depth. It almost looks like a 3D image. So can we add some depth, please, Keisha? You see, it almost looks like we push the buttons inwards. And now, we're gonna set it into motion and see what this baby can do. Can we set it all on fire to make it really dramatic, like a good old action movie? Can I get a phoenix rising from the ashes? Or a dove? Well, we've been off service for 2 years. Maybe that's all we could afford. Did you enjoy the Viscerama, ladies and gentlemen? It's quite incredible. But I'm gonna set the bar a bit higher. Every once in a while in your cruise compass or the PDF or your Royal app, you will see a virtual concert or a virtual symphony. What I'm about to show you is a little snippet of a tribute to John Williams. Anyone familiar with John Williams? Yes, make some noise, there you go. For the ones that didn't make noise, you actually know of his work. John Williams is a maestro that has been responsible for some of the most well-known movies or the original soundtrack for those movies. This tribute is going to utilize the perception or the illusion of depth. It's a 79-piece orchestra. It's a tribute to John Williams, as I mentioned, and it's going to utilize the 7.1 audio that we have in the venue. If you know a little bit about theaters, our conventional theater has 5 audio. This will utilize 7.1. I'm gonna leave you, but I'll be right back with a tribute to John Williams. Thank you so much. Thank you.
A Tribute to John Williams by John Williams. Arranged by Paul Lavender.
Williams, ladies and gentlemen. So you knew of him, right? I know. Any kids out there? Yes, I see one here. Have you seen the robots yet? You have seen the robots? In pixels. Well, let's talk about the robots a little bit. They are quite incredible. There are 6 robotic arms, you know, and they are connected to 6 100-inch LED televisions or screens. They're mounted on top of a 5-ton beam. We call it a gantry, so they make the back of the ship really heavy. They're $7.5 million, just them alone, but none of that is the most incredible thing about them. Let me tell you something. Have you heard of the Mars rover project? Anyone make some noise? Mars rover? The Mars rover project was something that NASA made. They hired a gentleman called Andy Robot, and he has programmed those robots to go to Mars and collect soil samples. He did the same for our robots, and for me that's incredible. Royal Caribbean is hiring the best of the best, the ones that NASA hires to send robots to outer space. They're doing our programming for our robots. Since 2014, the Quantum of the Seas, we've come with 12 different vignettes or videos for these incredible robots. They call them the crown jewel of Royal Caribbean's entertainment. The first I'm about to show you is called Battle, is Royal Caribbean crew favorite. Why? Because it has a really cool original soundtrack, but it's also the battle in between fire and ice. I'll be right back. I hope you enjoy the robots. Thank you very much. Thank you. next vignette I'm about to show you will utilize both the robots and the Vistorama. Not only that, but all the lights, all the sound, everything that the venue has to offer. It is a tribute to Leonardo da Vinci, not DiCaprio, different ship. Don't want to go there. There was plenty of space for Jack on that door. That is my opinion, right, girls?
Right.
Yes, thank you. So it is a tribute to Leonardo da Vinci. He was not only a painter or an artist, he was incredible at that, yes. He was responsible for so much more. Da Vinci was not only responsible for a lot of our knowledge in anatomy, but also in engineering. And that's the tribute we're trying to pay to his dream of making his flying machine work. There's certain things that he was never able to bring from paper into real life. So that is a tribute to all of his life, all of his work, including all of his work in anatomy, in the Mona Lisa, that is in the Louvre, everything, and himself with his flying machine over his ancient Rome. I'll be right back. I leave you with Leonardo's dreams. Thank you. wildest dreams, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually really quite something. And before I show you the last vignette that is called Oceanides and can only be seen here, I want to show you something else. It's a behind the scenes of how Oceanides was made, how it was filmed. And it's actually the reason why I love doing this presentation. Because we speak about this being the most technologically advanced ship in the entire industry. But what makes Royal Caribbean different is the soft skills, is the people that work in it, is your stateroom attendant, your bar staff, your waiter, your activity staff, your sports staff, every single one of us that puts a little bit of love in everyday activities. For example, people, when you come on board and you see a cruise director, you think of the MC, of the person that hosts, right? But that's the smallest part of my job. I have an entire team of almost 200 people. People like Keishan, the production manager here, all his technicians, all his performers, from the dancers, from the musicians, from everyone here. I have another production manager on the music hall with his technicians, another production manager in the Royal Theatre with his technicians and his cast, the singers, all of the performers there. I have a sports manager up on the Seaplex with a sports supervisor and an iFly lead. They're responsible for all your fun activities like the bumper cars, the flow rider, the iFly, the North Star, all of that. I have an award-winning adventure ocean program manager with her assistant manager and a kids program up on deck 11 and 12. We have as well a musical director with all the live music, all the bands. Dominic, the activities manager, responsible for all your theme night parties and your bingo, your trivias and all those fun quizzes. Last but not least, we have a broadcast team, incredible, responsible for all that's going on in TVs, all the content in there, everything. And every single one of them and me, we work together to put out a cruise for you, for your enjoyment. And we are so lucky to do what we love the most. And that's what I want you to see in the behind the scenes of Oceanides. Because it's so much more than a video and 6 robots going up and down. It's a real live dancer. It's one of our synchronized swimmers that you will be seeing featured. She's actually now a synchronized swimmer in Intense, one of our aqua shows on Wonder of the Seas. I hope you enjoy the behind the scenes. I'll be right back. Thank you.
I think we're doing something that's never been done before. What's exciting is making the impossible possible, making the audience feel that what they're seeing is impossible. We are at the precipice of a completely new form of cinematography. People liken Royal Caribbean to being the Las Vegas of the oceans. We now have 50 venues on 26 ships, 134 productions, 1,500 cast members, 600 musicians. The crown jewel in the entertainment package is, of course, the RoboScreen installation. 6 robots, 6 axes each, 36 axes with 6 massive video screens. We had to go to the best people in the world to help us execute video on it, and there was no question that it was moment.
We use a lot of technology, we use a lot of interactivity, and we mix a lot of the physical world with the digital world. We create new types of entertainment to bring people together for the day.
We, over the years, have created 12 vignettes, but only one of them was live action, and that's the famous Dance in a Box. We came up with the idea of putting a dancer in a green box and rotating it, and then recreating those movements on the robo-screens. Oceanides is the second in the Dance in a Box series.
Nick and Julian came up with this idea of doing this in water tank.
Imagine water tanks rotating. Okay, I'm your man.
It's very technically complex, very technically difficult, very dangerous.
People have built water tanks before. I'm pretty sure it's the first time that someone builds a rotating tank. It's heavy engineering, not only to be able to rotate this thing with the weight of the water and the pressure, but also to come up with security features for the performers to be safe, because this thing gets sealed. They're basically trapped in there.
We've got 4x4x7, which is quite small for a synchronized swimmer. We're used to having a lot of space. We're used to being able to move back and forth.
It is a dance show, but there are levels of symbolism.
Oceanide is the story of a pearl diver who dives into the ocean to find treasures. She comes across a group of water nymphs.
It's a fairy tale, it's a fantasy, and it's an adventure.
The perspective shifts and the illusion of depth are key principles in Oceanides. Ryan Marshall, we did all the pre-visualization, calculating the camera movement to achieve the movement that will create the perspective that we need.
There's a limitation of these physical screens driving a limited movement of another physical thing, and it's the toughest challenge to find where those two worlds intersect.
We're actually synchronizing the rotation of the tank with the movement of the physical screens, the movement of the cameras with the movements of the screens as well.
There were a few little technical hiccups. We have a computer-controlled camera. Would it hit someone in the head? Yes. The first time we rotated the tank, would it leak? Yes.
This is still a stunt, and the worst thing that you can do is start overlooking stuff. There's over 250 lighting cues in the show. 35 seconds without air, without breathing, basically working blindly.
It's very disorienting, so if you're all claustrophobic, it's a little scary.
The idea behind the ending of the show is to drain the water out of the tank, and Miho, one of our performers, injured herself. The suction of the water was stronger than what she was prepared for, so she ended up being pulled at the bottom of the tank very fast. It was very stressful. We had to stop everything to make sure that Miho was alright. So we really didn't know if Miho would be able to get back on the set. Miho did come back the next day with a big smile, and she wanted to get back in the tank and finish filming her scenes. It was very inspiring. We decided on a new ending which would be symmetrical to the beginning. Everything was real and live on camera. We wanted to use real animals. Koi fish are colorful, tropical, and caimans, small crocodiles, and one baby alligator.
It's really impressive when you start seeing these tanks moving. You get like, wow, this is impossible. What's going on?
It's fantastic. It's really fun. I mean, we have a really great creative space to be working and to be growing.
I am a kid at heart. This is obviously playtime. Very happy, over the moon.
I think with this film, we achieved something that is both aesthetically and technically a prowess.
This really is a dynamic video live performance that I think will be awe-inspiring to people that see it.
I feel extremely lucky to bring back what's at the heart of Royal Caribbean, the ocean.
There was a tendency for us to slightly forget the ocean outside the window. This is a really good reminder of what we're doing and where we are. I think that's a good line to close out on.
That was Nick Weir, our Senior Vice President of Entertainment. Just like Da Vinci, he's a man above his time as well, and he's responsible for all of our entertainment, and only he knows what's coming up on the Icon of the Seas. Ladies and gentlemen, Oceanides was actually second place. We were finalists in the Producers Guild Award of Innovation in America, and we're very proud of it for two reasons. Number one, we're a cruise line company, right? We're not a filming industry just yet. And we lost to The Mandalorian, and that's Baby Yoda. Right? He's so cute. We have to understand that. So without further ado, I'm going to show you Oceanides, but not before I re-invite you to watch every single one of our shows. At 10 p.m. we're going to have The Great Showgirl. It's the last showing of that Royal Caribbean production. It is incredible, jazzy style of music, sequins and feathers. Tomorrow we have another great entertainment. We have Ron Lucas, and besides Ron Lucas, a ventriloquist, right here we have our 270 production, which is 7 chapters, 1 adventure of the book. All of our shows, and later on, not to miss, of course, later on we have The Effectors, days 5 and 6. The Effectors is the most technologically advanced show in the entire industry. All of our shows try to be very different for all audiences, and we try to make you forget everything. You are on vacation, you are here to enjoy the cruise, not only the ports, but what the ship has to offer. So I'll be outside. watch Oceanides, enjoy it, and let me know if you're enjoying your cruise, if you like this presentation. My name is Anna, and I'm your cruise director. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you.